Basically, I said it began in 1933 as a means of crushing German political opposition to the rule of the Nazis. They succeeded in doing that, so they moved on. In the later 1930s, different types of German prisoners began to arrive here. Very simply, anyone who did not fit in to the Nazi view of society was simply purged from society and brought here. The Nazis had a very, very, very strict definition of what a German was. It was all about rebuilding a new social order based upon the principles of racial purity. In order to be a citizen of the state, the individual had to demonstrate the purity of their blood, and they had to demonstrate by their behaviour that they were a fitting member of a particular racial grouping and were worthy of passing their blood to future generations. There has never been a more narrow definition of a citizen, and many Germans found themselves on the wrong side of the line. People were considered to be unworthy for 100 different reasons. A person could have a problem with alcohol, vagrancy, could be petty criminal, unemployed. People were denounced to the Gestapo by their neighbours for many different reasons. Anyone considered to be not fitting in was removed from society and brought here. Then from the later 1930s, non-German prisoners began to arrive here, because from the late 1930s, the Third Reich began to expand beyond the borders of Germany. And wherever it went, this was reflected in the changing prisoner population of the concentration camp. So, for example, in 1938, Austria became part of the Third Reich. Austrians were brought here. Also in 1938, you had Kristallnacht, the Night of the Broken Glass, one of the biggest anti-Jewish pogroms seen in Europe in centuries. Thousands of German and Austrian Jews were taken here. They then seized Czechoslovakia. People from that part of the world were brought here in large numbers. 1939, the invasion of Poland. Poles were taken here in very large numbers. That was the beginning of the Second World War, which saw eventually the push eastwards into the Soviet Union. People from Russia and other countries to the east were brought here in very large numbers. And throughout the Second World War, everything changed. The prisoner population became less German, more mixed and multinational, and also physically more and more prisoners were brought here, so that overcrowding eventually became a factor in declining conditions of life.